Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of our Get Off Auto series. Today we're looking at the second component of the exposure triangle, which is aperture. If you missed part 1, which talks all about shutter speed, you can check it out here. Without further ado, let's jump in and talk about aperture. The aperture controls how much light enters the camera through the iris, which are the blades inside the lens. The smaller the aperture, or smaller the hole created through these blades, the less light can hit the camera sensor and the darker your image will be. The bigger the aperture, the more light can come through, making your image brighter. Aperture is measured and displayed on your camera in f-stops. The lower the f-stop, the wider the hole through the blades and the more light can pass through the lens onto the camera sensor. With your shutter speed locked in to double that of your frame rate, you can use the f-stop to control how bright your image is. Here comes the catch. The f-stop also controls the depth of field. This is how sharp or blurry aspects of your shot are. Compare these two images. The left-hand image has a low f-stop, which means very shallow depth of field and only a fraction of the image is in focus. The right-hand image has a high f-stop and almost all of the image is in focus. And you can see how changing the f-stop to increase the focal area also changes the exposure. Having a blurry background can make your shots look really cinematic. If you're filming piece-to cameras, having your subject in crisp focus and the background soft can give your video a very professional look. Filming close-ups for B-roll is another great time to utilize shallow depth of field and take the viewer's eye right into the detail. It can be easy to get caught in the trap of always shooting with the lens wide open to get those super shallow shots. It looks really cinematic when used in the right scenario, but there are times when you want to close off that f-stop and see the full scene. Shooting landscapes, for example, you want to have as much of the scene in focus as you can so you can give your audience the full picture. A creative way you can use a high f-stop is filming lens flares. Now, lens flares have a lot of potential to look really good and add a fun element to your video. They can also look really bad if they aren't used in the right context. The more you close down your iris, the more star-like your lens flare will be. If you want to experiment with creating lens flares, try to find a purpose for the shot. Pan out from behind a tree or film through something in the foreground to give the lens flare more meaning, rather than filming it for the sake of filming it. In the next video, we will look at the third and final component of the exposure triangle, which is ISO. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a big thumbs up and leave your questions in the comments so I can answer them for you. Make sure you subscribe for more video tips and techniques and hit the bell so you never miss a video. I will see you next time.